Yo, what is up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to my first battles of Season 12 in the Go Battle League. We are running some new moves on these Pokemon. Here in our first battle this season, we've got Lantern, which we start off with Water Gun. You may notice in the graphic, and later on, we actually change it to Spark. So I think both are very viable. It just depends on the team you have around it. And then we have Shadow Dragonair with Dragon Breath, Body Slam, Aqua Tail. And then as Jumpluff nails the Blossom with an Acrobatics, we actually undercharged it to try and farm down a bit. And then Shadow Jumpluff, man, spoiler alert, Shadow Jumpluff in these battles goes on an absolute tear in a few of them. It was probably the MVP, so make sure you stick around for the second set at least, where we see some craziness going on. The opponent is bringing in their Charizard. Charizard really going to struggle here against Lantern. No need for me to shield anything here. Even a Blast Burn or an Overheat I could tank. And they're just going to go for neutral Dragon Claws. So, it's always fun, right? The start of a new season. Normally we do the unique Pokemon challenge, like 150 unique. This time I decided just to try out some new Pokemon because of the update. There's so many new moves, so many new Pokemon that are newly viable because they have access to new moves. So we are just going to try out a lot of them and see how they perform. At this point in the game, opponent has no shields remaining. I know I'm close to an energy ball, so I just decide to go and Jumpluff. Get off the energy ball. Shadow Jumpluff. Boom. Lands the big energy ball, and Dragonair can simply Dragon Breath down. If that opponent ran Ice Shard Lapras, that would be a lot tougher for my backline, but Water Gun, our whole team is pretty good against Water Gun Lapras, which is crazy, right? Our Dragon beating an Ice type. Or our Flying Grass beating an Ice type because they're running water moves. Venusaur, so terrible lead. We're going to safe swap our Dragonair, and it's Razor Leaf Venusaur. They decide to swap in Lycanroc, which is interesting. We should be able to get off both of our Aqua Tails here, so if he wants to maintain Switch, he's going to have to shield twice here. Is he going to expend both shields? No, he's actually going to let it go. So we got a shield and switch. This is a little awkward. We have to come in with Jumpluff, but we're not doing any fast move pressure, unfortunately, with our Fairy Wind. It's only charge move pressure. I am going to respect the Sludge Bomb, commit the shield. Acrobatics coming through. Look at the Q-tip floating in midair. Gets the last shield. And in comes Toxicroak, and this is not where Toxicroak wants to be. This is not where Toxicroak wants to be. Big acrobatics. Bang! Get out of here, Toxicroak. And at this point, there's no way Venusaur is going to get to 2 Sludge Bombs before we get to an acrobatics. So Jumpluff, man. Jumpluff, don't be fooled by its fluffiness and its cuteness and its puffiness and its pluffiness, if that's a word. It is now. Jumpluff is a menace. And it puts in a lot of work on this team. I highly recommend trying out Shadow Jumpluff with Fairy Wind, if you have one, or even a normal Jumpluff as well. Someone asked me if it's worth using an Elite TM for Jumpluff. I would say if you're like a newer trainer and you have only a few Elite TMs, maybe save it for something more meta like Swampert. But Jumpluff, I don't think it's a bad investment at all to give it an Elite TM for Acrobatics. It's a very strong Pokemon, especially if you have a lot of Elite TMs to spare. I think then it'd probably be worth it. So we're in a good lead matchup here against Azu. Because we have Water Gun, this matchup is actually pretty dang close, as you're going to see, because our Water Guns aren't doing that much as they are resisted. And the Azu's actually going to outpace us here to the second move. I commit a shield, and they bait me like a savage with Ice Beam. If I had called that bait, I'd be in a really good position, but now this is kind of awkward because I'm going to have to expend both my shields if I want to win Switch. So I shield the Play Rough. Gonna overfarm a little bit. In comes Basti, and I do not have a great answer to this Do not have a great answer to this, so I have to stay in with my Lantern and just unleash as much damage as possible. And you know what? Big misplay there from me, I'm just realizing now. If I over-farmed for what reason? I don't know. If I had just thrown those Surfs right away, I probably will get to this Aqua Tail before Basti through the Stone Edge. So, some tough misplays from me there. Probably should have just thrown right away. In comes Azu. Azu's gonna throw the energy here. And this is pretty rough. This is pretty rough. I come in with Jumpluff, and there's a Skarmory in back, so unfortunate. A Steel Wing Skarmory as well. I have lost to multiple Steel Wing Skarmories with this team, which is very unfortunate. And normally when we do these like unique challenges to start the season, we try and go on big winning streaks to start, like 17 games in a row, 19 games in a row, but game number 3, we met our match. And we were outplayed by the Azu Skarmory. Core Lantern can't quite get there. And the opponent with the added exclamation point, sky attacking our 2 HP Jumpluff for the victory. Well played to them. Very nicely done. We probably sit and mourn our the end of our winning streak. No longer undefeated. 2-1 on the season. Next opponent, Aeon. Scrafty. So, pretty neutral matchup here. Because I have Water Gun, I have a little bit more fast move damage output, which is kind of nice. And my opponent is just pupping right away. So I'm going to go for Surfs here. So I figure I can get more of them off. No shield from the Scrafty. And this is another pup, so there's really no reason for me to shield. Gonna go for another Surf. I was expecting him to shield this and then counter me down. But he actually just lets it go. In comes Lantern, which is a little bit scary, right? Because now this Spark Lantern is going to get a huge head start on energy. And I'm debating what I want to come in with. And I end up deciding, you know, if he's weak to flying in the lead, maybe he has like a steel type in back or something. So that's why I come in with the Jumpluff here. And I'm going to have to shield a Thunderbolt. And there is a G-Fisk in back. So this is a little bit scary. We're going to throw the Energy Ball. Do some nice chip damage. And then we come in with Dragonair. We are down a shield. I'm going to commit a shield. I cannot afford to take an Earthquake here. And luckily, we call the Earthquake correctly. So that's pretty big. I'm over-farming. And this is just a Rock Slide, I believe. Which caught me off guard. I don't know why the opponent threw the Rock Slide. But I throw Aqua Tail. He lets it go, which I think is a bit of a mistake from our opponent and gives us a chance here. And, you know, our opponent might have been thinking, oh, he has 2 Aqua Tails. I don't want to expend both my shields. However, I think if you're the opponent, if you simply just shield twice, Earthquake the Dragonair, you're in a really commanding position. But now I just have to hope Mr. Jumpluff can survive the Thunderbolt and get to an Energy Ball. 3 Fairy Winds away, and Mr. Jumpluff floating. I'm floating. Yeah, I'm floating. That's what Jumpluff was saying. Jumpluff, an absolute G, a savage, and takes out the Lantern to win the game. Searching for our next opponent. Kiba. Lantern into Sneasel. So this is one of those situations where we run into a trainer who probably isn't as experienced in the Go Battle. They're running an 1100 Sneasel. So this is kind of one of those straightforward games. Maybe we should commentate it like it's a competitive match. Lantern swiping the bubbles. Grabs a shield from the Sneasel. In comes a Shiftry. Rise. Why is he staying in? Maybe he was trying to catch on the Shiftry. Shiftry farmed up to 7 Snarls. You never know. Could they unleash the Hurricane? No, it's just a Leaf Blade. Rise to occasion, going to throw the Body Slam to potentially force the last Protect Shield. There it is. And at this point, this Shiftry still has so much energy. Rise gonna let it go. It is a Leaf Blade. And Shiftry will actually get to a 3rd move here. And a Leaf Blade looks to be fatal. The Shiftry taking down the Dragon. How about that? Shiftry showing whose boss. Lantern comes in. And there is a Hitmonchan swap. And Hitmonchan does have access to double super effective Ice Punch. No shield from Rise. But super duper tanky Jumpluff. Able to survive the Ice Punch. And get off the acrobatics. How about that? In comes Mr. Sneasel. But Mr. Sneasel, despite the typing advantage, will not appreciate an energy ball. And Jumpluff with sweep number 1. Get out the broom, read 'em and weep. For a Jumpluff sweep. And anyway, that is a 4-1 to start the season. Lost that one game to the Steel Wing Skarmory, very sad. But we do start out 4-1, and we catch a Pinsir as our little reward. I do remember there was one game where my opponent lagged out. So I'll probably have to fast forward through that one. So actually, in my second set, I went 2-3 because I tried running Double Dragon. I ran Tentacruel Double Dragon, and it just didn't work out too well. I also could have played it a lot better. I remember I made a lot of mistakes. So it probably could have easily been like a 3-2 or even a 4-1 if I played it better. But we went 2-3 our second set, and now we resort back to the original team. And Walrein is kind of tough, especially with Water Gun Lantern. So I think Walrein is one of the reasons that I end up switching Spark here. I believe in the battle after this. I try to call a bait here, and it is a bait, so that works out really well. I know this could be the Earthquake, but I figure I'm willing to just let it go at this point. I have my shield advantage this way. I can probably Dragon Breath down and shield once. It's kind of my plan. And this is where it would be nice having Dragon Pulse as a nuke move for Dragonair. But the Aqua Tail Body Slam coverage is really nice. So I'm going to get off my Body Slam to chip this Obstagoon. Then I go into Jumpluff. I catch a Night Slash. And now we just have to hope whatever's in back isn't great against Jumpluff. And it's a Dragonair. And these Fairy Winds adding up a little bit. Big acrobatics coming through. This is going to do a lot of damage. How much damage? Bang! Puts it very low. And Jumpluff is bulky enough where this move will not take it out. Jumpluff going to Fairy Wind down. And Obstagoon's going to have to throw a Night Slash to take it out. But not going to happen. Jumpluff, once again, dude. Just cleaning up the back line. Jumpluff the janitor. Cleaning up with the Q-tip. I've been trying to think of a play on words for the title. I don't know what I'm going to do. Shadow Jumpluff. Cleans up the Great League. Lantern into Azu. Still running Water Gun. This was the opponent that lagged out, so we'll just skip through this. We win. Basically, our Lantern Water Gun down the entire Azumarill, and then we had 1,000,000 energy against 2 Pokemon. Now we finally TM the Spark. I thought it happened earlier, but for the last 3 battles or so, Spark Lantern has entered the chat. Can you feel the spark, chat? Can you feel it? Bernie. And as soon as we change Spark, right, we see a G-Fisklees, we're like, oh my gosh. What are the chances? So I safe swap Dragonair with Aqua Tail. These Aqua Tails really hurt G-Fisk, so This is not that bad for Dragonair. He does build up to the EQ, so I will respect it with a shield, and it is the EQ. It's a good shield. In comes Pelipper. Pelipper is not going to do great here against Dragonair. These Dragon Breaths really going to add up. And a Weather Ball wouldn't be lethal from here either. So I'm going to get to a Body Slam. Body Slam chunks, and Pelipper doesn't even get off its Weather Ball. It got too greedy, going for a Hurricane. In comes Trev, so I aggressively swap into my Jumpluff. And this is a little tricky, right? Because he still has that G-Fisk with some residual health. And my Lantern really has nowhere to go here, but we're just kind of hoping Jumpluff can clean it up once again. And he swaps, and he had a little more energy than I remembered. So he gets off this Rock Slide right away. Now I'm going to overfarm. This way I'm going to force Trevenant to throw energy at me. I swap in Dragonair and actually get to an Aqua Tail, and this is really good because this will put it quite low to the point where what I'm thinking here is I have a move on Jumpluff, so I'll just come in with Jumpluff, throw my move. They would have had to throw instantly, and there was no way they could Seed Bomb. There was no way they could Seed Bomb the Jumpluff and then get to 2 more Seed Bombs against Lantern. They just didn't have enough health, so tricky little endgame there, but able to pull it off. It was a little awkward. Probably could have played that cleaner, without a doubt. And we searching for the next opponent. Battle starting. Nico. Lantern versus another G-Fisk. We changed to Spark. We see 2 G-Fisks. Come on. What are the chances? Oh, man. And this is so bad. Our opponent catches the Aqua Tail on the Azumarill. I'm already thinking, like, okay, this game is over. Like, I'm so screwed. The G-Fisk has energy. But if I remember correctly, I think we pull off some shenanigans. Ice Beam, we shield. Yeah, I actually kind of forget how this plays out. Going for another Body Slam here. We get a shield from the Azu, and I'm like debating, like, do I shield? Do I let it go and Spark down? I really don't know. Wasn't sure at this point. I do commit the shield. Going for the Body Slam. Will Azu commit the last shield? It will, so then I catch on my Lantern. I feel like Lantern's going to struggle anyway against G-Fisk. And then G-Fisk is going to EQ us. And I don't have the best IV Lantern, unfortunately. So EQ basically one-shots. Yikes. And now we are in a tricky situation, ladies and gents. And again, we're honestly, at this point, we're kind of just hoping Jumpluff can carry and sweep the back line. So Rock Slide going to take us out. Jumpluff, we know, is very bulky, right? So I know I'm going to be able to survive the Rock Slide very comfortably. It'll do less than half. So Rock Slide comes through. I did lag there, unfortunately, so I didn't get a sneak. I got denied. I do 4 right before the next Rock Slide. Gonna take it out with an Energy Ball here. What is in back? Oh my god, it's a Venusaur. So I'm gonna go up to 6 right before the Sludge Bomb. Acrobatics, is this enough from full health? Bang! Jumpluff one-shots the Venusaur. And is gonna take out Azumarill as well. The Jumpluff sweep in the back. Oh my goodness gracious. I feel like we need some terms in PvP for like a sweep in the back versus like a true sweep in the lead. Because I know sometimes like I'll title videos like Jumpluff sweeps, but it's like a sweep. It like sweeps all 3 in the back versus like sweeping it all by himself, right? So it's still kind of like a sweep. Maybe we need like a terminology. Okay. Last battle, the ultimate core breaker for this team. If you see an Abomasnow, you should basically just top left. Just kidding. Don't just top left. Just try to be creative, work some shenanigans. So what we're going to do, we're going to shield the Energy Ball. We land the Thunderbolt. And because the opponent threw right away last time, I figure maybe he'll throw right away again. And I perform a risky catch on Dragonair, because if this is a Weather Ball, that is going to be devastating. But fortunately, it was an Energy Ball. And this, I believe, is where our opponent underestimates Dragonair and overestimates Azumarill. They end up trying to fully bubble me down here. They try to fully bubble me down. And look at these body slams chunking, dude. They try to fully bubble me down. I'm going to go for another body slam. And then they don't shield. They just essentially sacrifice their Azu. And I'm like, okay. I have some energy here, so I can just surf Abomasnow from this range. I grab a shield. And then I thought he was gonna throw, but no, he actually saves the energy, goes into DD. So kind of an interesting play. I come in with Jumpluff, and this is awkward, right? Because that Abomasnow man has energy, so I cannot shield anything here, that's for sure. Go for acrobatics just to try and KO. Maybe I should have overfarmed more, because like a Weather Ball would be lethal anyway. And I'm like, where the heck do I expend my shield? So I think about it for a sec. I shield here because my Fairy Winds will do more than Sparks. So I figure if I can get off some more Fairy Wind damage, maybe I can get it into Spark down range. Weather Ball takes me out. Come on, Lantern. The Spark down. And we Spark down the Snowman for a terrific finish to this team of Lantern, Shadow Dinair, Shadow Jumpluff. I think Shadow Jumpluff was certainly the MVP, but Lantern and Dragonair had some terrific play as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below. All the comments are appreciated, and subscribe if you are new and you enjoyed the content. All that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.